as their new political platform. Ahead of the 2027 elections, about 6 high-profile members of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC have defected to the ADC, signaling their determination to unseat President Bola Tinubu. Among the defectors are 4 former ministers who served under the immediate past administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Will more jump ship? Is the poser. Okay, let's begin with, let me start with BKO. BKO, are you with us? BKO, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Good evening,
Yes, so good to see you. So, BKO, let's start this way. I mean, 4 ministers who served under the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari and 2 prominent APC chieftains, joining. Talk to me, how critical is this move for the ADC?
Well, it's in terms of the optics, I think is significant in terms of the optics. But these are people who had not supported the president from the time when they even had the primaries. The President Tinubu's candidature divided the Buhari cabinet. There is no concrete evidence that the former president didn't want to be succeeded by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A president determined to stop a candidate will have taken some steps that the then president didn't take. And when governors, including the then Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, went to him to validate or refuse to validate the claim by the then party chairman that the former Senate President, that the immediate past Senate President had been endorsed by President Buhari as the consensus candidate. President Buhari said there was nothing like that, and that they should go and vote for the candidates of their choice. And during the primaries, on the night of the primaries, Buhari didn't take any step that suggested that he didn't want President Tinubu to succeed him. In fact, his wife was one of the people trying to persuade the presidential aspirants to step down for President Tinubu, including a presidential aspirant of Yoruba origin. President Buhari's wife, Aisha, tried at midnight to get that person to step down. So, but a good number of his ministers did not support President Tinubu. They did all they could to ensure that President Tinubu did not just lose the primaries, but did not win the election. During the election, they supported Atiku Abubakar. Some governors too, especially from northern Nigeria, also supported Atiku Abubakar. Some were just aloof. So that was a cabinet in which many of the members didn't think that President Tinubu should be supported. So if some of those people step out today to say they have joined the coalition, they should not surprise anybody who had been familiar with the idiosyncrasies. And look at Amechi, for example. What did you expect? He even said that he did not support the president. So this is not, they are not people. And then Babalola had been inactive for so long. Okay. You would even be wondering, was he in the party? So for some of these people, it is not a surprise that they've joined the coalition because they've never supported the president. They do not like him. And as far as they are concerned, it is an unbearable irritation for them that he's even the president of our country at this time. So if such people step up to say that they are joining the coalition, should it surprise anybody? Okay. And we all know the role that Adegbeshola played, including even externalizing and promoting a fake claim that the president wetted himself. You know, there was a video that went viral in which he said something that suggested, I believe that fake video. You know, so, and there had been no serious effort on his part to retrace his steps back to the APC. In fact, he has been expelled from the party at state level. So it's not, if he decides to join a party, it's not his fault, and it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. But as I've said before, as we move on, more and more people will come out of the woodworks and show clearly that they support the coalition. Some of them have not come out now, but as we go on, some of them will come out. And even some APC governors today, because it's not every APC governor that is loyal to his party. APC is a party notorious for anti-party activities. You see people openly supporting candidates of another party, and they usually don't get punished. In fact, a governor had the guts to take the candidate of another party before President Buhari, you know, to try to seek that. I don't understand. So such people, you will still see more of them coming out to say they are for the ADC. The biggest casualty that we will see in this whole affair is the PDP, because the PDP already decimated, and a good number of their members are still in the party, but their hearts are with the ADC. So, as I predicted a long time ago, nobody born of a woman can turn Nigeria to a one-party state. Are we not seeing it now? That the idea of a one-party state is no longer feasible. So all of the noise about one-party state, people banging their heads against the wall and crying. Today, the same people are saying, we are happy. At least there is a party that will challenge the president. But that won't be the only party that will challenge the president. I said it back then, that a one-party state, despite all the noise that they were making, will not materialize in our country. We will never be a one-party state. Nigeria will never be a one-party state.
All right,
this is my submission.
All right, Biko, beautiful one. I mean, tonight we have the likes of Rotimi Amechi, who was a former Minister of Transport. We have Abubakar Malami, a former Minister of Justice, Hadi Sirika, Rauf Aregbe. I mean, big names. With these big names, should the ruling party be worried?
Well, I think we have to make a distinction between big names, between popularity and followership. Maybe a big name and not have followership.
These are big politicians.
Listen, followership is dependent on the number of people following you from your constituency, the number of people you can attract from your constituency, not the mention you get in social media or newspapers. And mark you, like Jide said, I am even surprised that people are worried that these people are in ADC, because right from the beginning of this government, beside the issue of the primary, they have always shown disdain for this government, either because they are shut out, or they are now allowed to become ministers, or their home base is threatened one way or the other. So I'm surprised that Nigerians are surprised about their joining the party. So as far as I'm concerned, yes, nobody is ruling them out. When you have been a former minister before, a former governor, at least you will have a semblance of followership. But the fact remains that as things stand today, I don't think APC should go into, should feel threatened by them, because from day one, they have never supported this government. That is the truth of the matter. All these people mentioned, they have never supported this government. Even one of the ministers, former ministers, actually welcomed the Vice President Oshubo and was singing Yoruba, what they call Yoruba Ote song. So why should you be surprised that that person, who practically handed over his own party?
So the APC has nothing to worry about, even with the coalition?
I don't think the coalition, look, let me tell you something. The coalition is like a party that is dangling between two options. some of those people who are in the coalition, they have their heart in another party. If the PDP had been able to put its house in order, then you will now say that the coalition should turn. But PDP is unable to put its house in order. That's why people migrate to ADC. And mark you, how many governors did ADC have? How many senators did they have? How many members of the House of Rep did they have? These are structures that are necessary for a party to have a foothold. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't think anybody, any close observant of Nigerian policies, should be worried about these people.
In 2015, let's talk the power of incumbency now, okay? It did not work because the APC, the merger and everything, they swept power and they won. Do you think with the ADC right now, do you think they have what it takes to pull the same thing APC did in 2015?
The thing is, for the ADC to carry weight, we must begin to see governors and House of Rep members moving, to their fold.
Okay.
Because I was thinking we were going to talk about even this APC guy, Buhari ministers that even, that have moved from APC to their camp. Most of them, if you look at it, in their states, during the presidential election, they lost.
Okay, Abubakar Melami from Kebbi
State, they lost.
Rotimi Amechi from Rivers State.
In fact, that one, Wike has been defeating him back
from
left, right, center.
Rauf Aregbesola from
he has dealt with Amechi left, right, center. That is for Rivers. Wike said he was going to deliver, Rivers to Tinubu, and he did for him. It was not Amechi. Amechi supported Atiku. You understand? Is it Oshun? Oshun back then said he was not even in support anyway. And Tinubu
we also have an El Rufai there as well.
El Rufai lost, he lost this thing. He lost Kaduna. Is it Katsina? Katsina, they also lost.
So just like what I asked, the APC has nothing to worry about.
No, they have nothing. So when APC will be afraid will be when the big wigs who are governors begin to move. You understand?
People are popular on the pages of social media.
When they begin to move, when like 3, 4, 5 APC governors move to ADC, that is when APC should begin to raise concern about there's fire on the mountain.
So as long as the APC had the governors behind them,
I'm not sure there's any governor from this little that I know. Most governors are really benefiting from this government. You understand? So
they have no reason.
They have no reason
for them to begin to move.
Because they have the funds to implement
programs and projects
to be
that
popular
they want.
among their people.
Most of them are not owing.
Yes.
They are paying the debt that have been kept way back. They are paying their debt because of this government. You understand?
Okay.
So if you look at it, so the ADC, what they should just be looking at is how to cut new governors, big wigs who are senators, who they will have clout in their senatorial zones. Okay, if they can do that, that is when the APC will begin to, exercise that fear. Because for now, what we just have is just names that we already know. They know names. The Atiku Abubakar, the Peter Obi, even Peter Obi, from what I have gathered,
so far,
he has not even taken the obedience along with him, because there are some people in the obedience who don't want to move.
These are the early days, but we have Alaba calling in. Alaba, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Good evening to you guys.
Good evening. Let's talk.
Good evening. Alaba is my name, from Ojo in Lagos.
Let's talk.
I want to congratulate those people that have gathered themselves in the name of coalition. Like the last of your guests has said, where is the new face or the new faces that Nigerians are expected to see in the new coalition? When you check the coalition of 2013-2014, you will find that there are a lot of new faces that are coalited together to form an APC today. You can see. So these people that call themselves a team of coalition that they are just hijackers. I read this in the news this morning that Jumebi Kashuku said these people they just came to come and hijack their party. I think I just want to tell them they are jokers. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu will win again in 2027 because nobody is okay now.
All right, thank you.
Look at Peter Obi. Look at.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I mean, BK, let me come to you here because he talked about something that they're looking for maybe new faces, not the known. But what message do these high-profile names, send to the young voters and political observers? I mean, what message is this sending to them with these high-profile names that we have in the ADC?
I don't want to hear high profile people without electoral value. Listen to me. I'm not dismissing the ADC because Nigerians are very quick to misunderstand what people are saying because they are usually overwhelmed by emotions. I'm not dismissing this group, this alley. But people like Adisirika, we know why they put him on trial for corruption. So you don't expect him to openly back a government that has put him on trial. It is this administration that put him on trial. So he must have felt, okay, why should I support the enemy? So that's the way, and he is not known to have electoral value. It's not known to have electoral value. Malami is not known to have electoral value. Simple. I have no record. He has been a lawyer all his life, He doesn't have a history of contesting and winning elections. Exactly. So he doesn't have a track record in that area. Rotimi Amechi used to have electoral value until Wike literally retired him. Since Wike came on the scene, Rotimi has not even been able to lead his party. Exactly. To any electoral victory. And he does not know how to hold people together because he thinks only about himself. Otherwise, he will have managed people like Magnus Abe very well. He caused the APC to lose from top to bottom because he refused to obey the Supreme Court verdict. He refused to obey the verdict of the lower court, and the Supreme Court declared that APC did not have candidates in the state. Exactly. So somebody who does that the first time, does that again. How do you describe such a person? People who are posturing today like Democrats, we know their history. Exactly. These are people who even they will choose court orders that they want to obey. So such people are not people that we should see as Democrats. The government of the day is not a perfect one. If this government has to be replaced, it shouldn't be this kind of characters that should replace them. I agree with Wike that, look, if it's other people that are talking about change, that Nigerians are angry, that he will believe what they are saying. But he won't take it seriously when people who have been in government, who some of them have a very terrible record in public office. Today, because they think Nigerians are extremely forgetful, they are now the arrowheads of a new political movement. No, I've said it before that if they can bring in some more people who are credible, Nigerians will see them seriously. I will never see them seriously if the poster boy for the group is Rotimi Amechi, for example. A man who is claiming that he is hungry. Well, he's simply hungry for power, nothing else. Hungry, and he says, oh, if you are not hungry, me I'm hungry. It is revolting against civilized thinking. For somebody who has been in government from 1999 and became even a first-class minister under the Buhari regime, to be telling Nigerians that he is hungry. What do you take us for? Even at my level, I will not say I'm hungry, and I know it's much better than me. I will be offending God if I say I'm hungry. And I know it's in a much better place than me. God knows that. So, the APC, the president, there's still time. They know what to do to make Nigerians see them as a better option to the people who cannot be trusted. So people are being tried for corruption. People who have a terrible record are now saying that, oh, they are the change that Nigerians want.
Biko, are you saying that the APC has nothing to worry about?
That is not the point. If you listen to me, I said I will not dismiss it.
Okay, you will not dismiss it. All right then.
And I know that, yes, what that means is that I cannot dismiss the group. It's too early.
Okay, it's too early.
It's too early. It's too early in the day to say, oh, no, this one can't do this. But I'm saying that I'm talking about the characters that we are discussing here. Okay. These people, some of them already literally in retirement. When was the last time that that Rotimi Amechi, even as chairman of Buhari's campaign, on 2 different occasions, 2 electoral cycles, could not deliver his state?
Yes, now. Yeah.
He could not deliver his state.
Okay.
So how do you explain that? Is that how you show that you have electoral value? Huh? Look at what happened in Kaduna. All of the Senate seats, the opposition took it. And the opposition also took more than 70% of the House of Rep seats. They did not even deliver the state to the president. Kebbi was not delivered to the president. Mamalami was there.
All right. All right then. Biko, just hold that thought. We have Sambo calling in from Kaduna. Sambo, let's talk. Sambo, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, good evening.
I would like to commend the TVC table of journalists. You people are doing a very fantastic job. Please, I want to speak about an issue that journalist DK just mentioned. These people that are forming this coalition, most of them, they are only interested in unseating this government rather than facing what the country is. Rather than facing the challenges the country is facing instead. So I don't want to waste most of your time, but I would like to commend all of you, and then I would like DK to talk about more concerning the issue of coalition, because these are the wrong people that are trying to take over that government. Thank you very much, sir.
All right then. Thank you very much. I mean, some people were even expecting different names, different people, not the same recycled. You know, recycled faces. Your thoughts?
No, of course. If for instance, you want to give me a breath of fresh air,
yes,
give me somebody different. You know, I have somebody in my mind that I want to see. You know, but I will not mention the person.
Oh, okay.
You know, because what I want, and I know I used to say this, the APC needs a credible opposition to sit them up, at least for them to sit up and know that okay, it's not business as usual. You know. But we want to see what the ADC will bring out. You know, we want to see what the alternative they want to bring out apart from this. Because all they are saying is that, oh, we want to remove it. The thing is that the major problem they have is that they don't like the man at the top. Not Nigerians.
It's not as if they have an alternative,
listen,
you know, to what is happening.
The problem they have is they can't wake up every morning and
just seeing the man.
They just see that man at the top. They don't want to see him. They just can't imagine that he is the one that is the president. That is the problem. And that is why all of them are just saying, we just want to unseat. We want to unseat. They are not thinking about you and I.
Not about Nigeria.
Forget it. They are not thinking about Nigeria. How can Rotimi Amechi say he's thinking about you because that he's hungry? How can he be saying that? They are not thinking about us. Because look at even Malami, the Malami that has moved down to them. When he was minister, the major case was the OPL 245. He wrote to Buhari that they should discontinue the case. But look at this government, they came and they resolved that issue.
All right.
So what are you saying?
So today, your thoughts on this?
Well, I think, like I've said before, making noise and being popular, there's a different thing between being popular, because you can be popular on the pages of newspapers or in the television and radio, but you may not be popular or have followership of your people. So these people, they are yet to have any credentials to show that they want to do anything different. For Atiku has been who was in government, was customs. After that, was in government for 8 years.
Yes.
Of Obasanjo government. He has been hopping from one party to the other. Amishi was in government for 24 years. Many of them, Malami too, we all know the record. It was he has an AFCC case. So the problem is that the beautiful ones are not yet born in Nigerian politics.
I like that one.
The beautiful ones
are not yet born. The beautiful ones are not yet born. All right, then we need to go.